Alrighty, y'all, so let's dive right in. So the way that I've designed this is that if this process is really overwhelming for you, I've broken out these videos in a way that if you just watch one video and just do the things that I'm recommending to do in one video, you should be at a good stopping point that you can then come back and watch the next video and the subsequent videos at a later date. So if you want to just watch one video at a time and do what I'm doing and then come back tomorrow and watch the next one and do the next steps, then that's totally okay. I would very much recommend that if you're new or, again, this is overwhelming to you. So first, I'm going to kind of just touch on basically what to do as soon as you follow the link to the free template that I am providing, and how to duplicate it and store it. And we're going to customize it a little bit, but not that much. And then we'll talk about more customization in subsequent videos. So this whole process very well might take you days. It might take you weeks to do, but I wanted to break it down in digestible chunks. So the first thing that we're going to do is open up the link to the Holistic Financial Plan template. And I also just want to name that everything that I'm doing is on Google. I have decided to fully entrust Google with a lot of information, for better or for worse. And I store all of my files on the cloud. I do not store them locally on my computer. And so I use Google Drive quite liberally. And this is designed in Google Drive for access purposes. And so everything that I'm walking you through is going to be based on Google Drive in Sheets, not in Excel. Sheets is a free thing. You have to pay for Excel to have it on your computer. So I also like that level of accessibility. So just a disclaimer on that. And I'm also on a Mac as well. So whenever I'm talking about shortcuts about things, they're all Mac-based shortcuts, and it very well might look different on a PC. So just wanted to give you all those disclaimers. But I'm going to have you go ahead and open up the link to the Holistic Financial Plan. And when you do, regardless of whether or not you're in a Google account, you will be able to see this. But you'll notice that it's view only, and that's indicated up here. And the reason for that is this is a public link that's available to anybody for free. You're welcome to share it with your friends. And I don't want folks editing my template. So it's view only. And it also means that when you use it, you're going to basically duplicate this and store it for your purposes. If you don't feel comfortable storing this on Drive, you can also download this onto your computer locally as an Excel file, or store it in another method that you feel more comfortable with. But again, everything that I'm going to be showing you is through Google Drive. So I'm going to go ahead and have you hit File, Make a Copy. And when you do that, it's going to prompt you to rename the document. Little bonus tip with everything that I've designed in here: if there are brackets and capital letters, it's intended to be customized for your purposes. So in this case, I'm going to rename this Sarah's Holistic Financial Plan. And I'm also going to take out the word template from here. And I'm just going to store it here on my Drive. If your Drive isn't fully organized yet, I would encourage you to have a finances folder of your Drive to store this in for easy discovery. Sometimes people's drives get really crazy and things can get lost. But I like to have a finance folder for things like this. And as you practice with this, you're going to have more financial documents to store in that folder, hopefully. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and make a copy. And once I do that, you will have your own copy of this that you own. So nobody else has access to this unless they have access to your Drive for whatever reason. Nobody has default sharing on this. So this is just yours, and it's for your purposes. If you wanted me to potentially review this with you with some more coaching later, again, storing on Drive is a great way to make sure that I will be easily able to access this information and give you feedback on your plan. Alrighty, so I have my new Holistic Financial Plan, And the first tab in this spreadsheet, spreadsheets have tabs, and the first tab in here is the instructions. So the instructions very well may eventually get deleted, but it's effectively a written version of this teachable course that I'm offering, right? So I'm not going to go over in detail everything in here because in my mind, this course is a much more robust version of this, this instructions tab. But if you need to like briefly jog your memory about each of the elements of the spreadsheet, this is a really good place to do that. And again, as you get more familiar with it, you very well might just delete this instructions tab. I also have linked the Teachable course here, just in case you want to revisit the course as well. So then I'm going to instruct you to actually direct your attention more to the annual income and expense plan template tab. That's the next tab in the spreadsheet. And in the same way that I have templates for the holistic financial plan itself, I would encourage you to have a template for this annual income and expense plan in this document, okay? And the reason for that is just in case any formulas get messed up, or you want to start over, or something happened, you have a saved version of this that you could easily go and duplicate again. So in this case, what I'm going to have you do to start is go over to this little drop-down arrow that's on the side of the tab and hit duplicate. And that is going to duplicate the entire tab and its entire contents. My computer is running a little slow because I'm running Loom to record this as well, so it's going a little bit slower than probably yours will. But eventually, it will duplicate the entire tab. And the idea with this plan, unlike standard budgets that actually grow, if you're familiar with budgets, they kind of grow horizontally, right? Or sorry, they grow vertically, meaning that you add line items down. That is not how this spreadsheet works. So your budget is actually going to grow horizontally as you add columns instead of rows. And the reason that that is because this is an annual plan. This is not a budget. It's not an annual budget. It's not a monthly budget. It is an annual plan. So the rows actually symbolize the months as opposed to the line items. So you'll see that a little bit more as we go through, and you'll see what I mean by it's going to grow horizontally as opposed to vertically. But I just wanted to name that because you should not be adding any rows, period, to this spreadsheet ever. It will mess up formulas and not give you the things that you need. So don't do that, please. But now that I have duplicated my template, I'm going to go ahead and rename it the period that I'm going to be tracking. And for the case of this exercise, I'm going to recommend that you go back a minimum of 6 months of expenses. So I'm making this video in June 2022. So I'm going to recommend that you go back at least to December 2021 to track your actuals. So what that means from a period that this spreadsheet is going to encompass aspect is that this is going to, it's again an annual plan, so it's 12 months. So in this case, this plan is going to start in December of 2021. So it's actually going to be 12/2021 through 12/2022 is going to be the period, the year that it's going to track. Now, again, I like to explicitly name the period because my subsequent tabs that I create in here are going to be the following years. So for my personal one, I have tabs all the way back to 2017, but I like to track in the name of the tab what period it is that I'll be tracking in it. So I went ahead and renamed this. I'm also going to go ahead and drag this to be the first tab in the spreadsheet. And the reason why I just dragged it and dropped it was because when I open this up, I want this to be the first thing that I'm looking at so that I'm reminded, oh yeah, this is my working sheet, this is my homework, this is where I'm going to be coming back to on a regular basis. So this will be your default of where the spreadsheet gets opened up into. All right, so I have my template duplicated, and then for the final piece of customization that I'm going to have you do today is just, again, reiterating what period this is for. So this is going to be 12/20/21 through 12/20/22. And you'll notice that the template starts in January and ends all the way in December, right? But for this case, I actually want it to start in December and end in January, right? Yeah, I think so. Or in December also. So I'm going to start it in December. So I'm going to rename this first section December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and November. So November, there we go. That's 12 months. Thanks, brain. So I'm going to calculate, I'm going to rename. It's not 12/20/22, it's 2/11/2022. Okay, there we go. And I'm also going to rename my tab here. Alrighty, you did excellent. If this is all you can handle today, that's totally okay. You now have your holistic financial plan that is owned by you and you are beginning to customize it. I'm very proud of you. Thanks for being here. If you are ready to hop into the next video, there's plenty more work to do.